What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards Everywhere here, bringing you another weekly league deck profile. It is a very high energy week, so there will be a lot of big cards running around. So I have another auto-tune deck for you. It is filled with some mythic and limited legendary cards, so I understand it will be difficult for some people to build. I do have another deck later for the week with the Unruly Rulers, but today we'll just go with this one. So I'll give you a quick rundown and we'll jump into a game. So first up is Auto Tune. On the draw, if you are tied on the round, gain 20 power this turn. And on the play, if your deck has exactly 3 cards from any album, those cards, wherever they are, gain 14 power until played. So we want to play this card on the first turn of a round or the start of the second turn of a round, just to make sure we draw it when we need to get the maximum effect. Next we have Mount Everest. On the draw, if it's before round 3 turn 2, this card costs +1 energy. And if it's after round 3 turn 2, this card costs -1 energy until played. On the play, if it's round 3 turn 2, give this card and the cards adjacent to this card 45 power permanently. Next up, we have Zangi Dangzia Landforms. On the return, if you are leading by 100 power or more, a random card in your hand gains 120 power until played. Next is Heimdall. On the return, if at least 6 cards from your deck are from different albums, your cards, wherever they are, gain 30 power this round. Next is Boxing. On the play, your cards with 70 or more base power, wherever they are, gain 14 power until played. And next we have the Black Knight. On the return, if you are trailing by 100 power or more, gain 150 power next turn. It can be a bit difficult to get this card to go off, as most of the cards in our deck are very powerful, but it does come in handy now and again. Next is Ankylosaurus. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose 15 power this round. Next up is a Mythic, Unicorn. On the draw, this card gains 77 power this turn. So we do need to play this card as soon as we draw it. Next up, Tully Monster. On the draw, your cards, wherever they are, with 70 or more base power, gain 22 power until played. On the return, your remaining cards in hand with 7 or more base energy cost -2 energy for 3 turns. Next up, I've gone with Yeti. On the play, your opponent loses -5 energy permanently, and your cards in hand with 7 or more base energy gain 20 power until played. Next, we have Arabian Horse. On the play, if you are winning the round, this card gains 100 power this round. Very, very good card. Next up, we have a staple for this week, General Sherman. On the play, your opponent's cards, wherever they are, with 50 or more base power, lose 30 power this round. Next, we have some space cards. First up is HD. At the start of a turn, this card loses 50 power until played. So we do want to play this card as soon as we draw it. Next we have another Mythic, Planet X. On the play, if your deck has 9 or fewer space cards, your space cards, wherever they are, gain 14 power permanently. And if your deck contains exactly 4 space cards, give them an additional 14 power until played. Next is Terminator. On the draw, this card gains 40 power permanently. And then on the return, if it's the last turn of a round, this card costs -2 energy permanently. And lastly, we have some history cards. First is another Mythic, the Grim Reaper. On the play, an opponent's random card in hand loses 50 power permanently. Next we have a Fusion, Joan of Arc. On the draw, a random card in your hand gains 55 power until played. And the last card in the deck is Kumamoto Castle. On the play, your opponent's cards in hand lose 18 power this turn. So that is the deck, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for me, let me know down there as well. And of course, if there's any decks you want me to cover, you can leave a deck code in the comments and I will try to get to it during the week. Or at least check it out and maybe make a variation on it. But I'm more than open to that. So I'm looking forward to this week. It's a big energy week, so you can pretty much play anything you want. It doesn't necessarily mean it will be good, but you can still build some interesting decks. As I said earlier, I have an Unruly Ruler deck in the works, so I should be able to play that. I'll probably put that up tomorrow. But for now, we'll stick with this deck. I was down in rank 9 at the start of the week, and this deck has got me up to rank 6, and I think I only lost one game. So I would recommend it. So it looks like we don't have a great starting hand, so we'll play our weakest hand, and hopefully the opponent will be able to get 100 ahead of us. Unfortunately, that was not the case, so we won't get the Black Knight off. But I still think we'll be more than capable of coming back from this. There is the Mount Everest. So I'll play the Mount Everest, the HD, and the Anki for a 409. Unfortunately, the Loch Ness from the opponent will lock down our Terminator. I would have liked to get that out of the hand next turn. But we'll just have to make do. So we'll play the Planet X, Unicorn, and the Castle for a 309. So it looks like we lost the first round, but I am not worried. We still have our Sherman and our Heimdall of our own to come around. So here we go into the second round. So we get the Grim Reaper around, play the Yeti, and we play Joan for a 363. The opponent does have a Tetsudo, but I think we'll be okay this round since we are plenty ahead and we have Arabian Horse. So I think I will try to get the Landforms card off. So I'll go for a Massive Hand. I'm not sure if it's enough. I think it is. Oh, plenty. So hopefully that buffs the... Well, I was hoping it would buff the Terminator, but the Tully Monster will do. And we'll get our Terminator around with the boxing. And we'll play the Black Knight as well for a 404. Just to rotate the hand a bit. So we have Heimdall for next turn. And looks like it is a bot we are playing, so they played their Heimdall at a very bad time. There is Everest, so we do want to be drawing that this round. So we play HD, the Tully Monster, and the Heimdall for a 437. It is extremely unfortunate that the Loch Ness Monster will lock down our Mount Everest and the auto-tune, so we won't be able to get that around at the optimal time. But we'll still be okay for the round, thanks to Heimdall. So we have the Unicorn, the Planet X, and the Anki for a 547. More than enough to get ahead. The Play Docker will be doing minus 100 to us, but that's okay as well. So we'll play our auto tune, we'll play the Mount Everest, and we'll play the Yeti as well to set us up for next turn. Again, the bot is playing Tetsudo formation at a terrible time. But we can take advantage of that. So here we go into the last round, hopefully. I think we'll be able to do it with Sherman, the Grim Reaper, and the Castle for a 404. We hit some pretty good cards there. So we're well ahead, so our Arabian Horse can go in at the maximum power. And we might have our landforms as well, there it is. So we're going to go for a massive hand for a 608. Just to assure the landforms will boost something. There we have it. I don't think we have any fear of losing this. And there is the Tully Monster giving a nice boost to the last cards in our hand. So we'll just go for the optimal power, I think. I believe that will be it. 561. And there we have it, folks. We lost the first round, but we won the other three rather easily. So you can see this deck is very powerful. So if you can build it, I would recommend doing so. And that's it, guys. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. And cards everywhere, out.